Okay. Before I forget, tomorrow, whoever can sing Harini and you and all, please come prepared with Nirvana Shatakam and Brahmagnanavali. Right? Nirvana Shatakam and Brahmagnanavali. Sahana bhavatu,
Sahana bhavatu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Gurur Brahma,
Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Deva Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Vasudeva
Sutam
Sutam
Devam Kamsachanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum.
Samasta Jana Kalyani
Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha.
Yeah. This word meditation is the most sought after word today and most misunderstood word today. Everybody wants to meditate. When you say, come to Gita class, you teach meditation, first thing. They don't know what is meditation. You teach meditation. Why you need meditation, they don't know. Right? So this is in fact, it has become fashion. You understand? So if I have to become overnight international guru, I only have to say, I will teach you specialized meditations. That's all. I will become within about 3 months international guru. That is a trendy subject. Right? And most misunderstood subject. Meditation is to relax you. Meditation is to make you lighter, beautiful, your whole life inspired. But the way in which meditation has been understood, after meditation, they are so much suppressed, probably they will become devils. Because when there's so much suppression, but it's meant to relax. Meditation is actually relaxation. If you want a simplest meaning for meditation, it is relaxation. It's not even concentration. Yeah, concentration you do so that you can relax. But you don't need concentration to relax. But some people cannot do, therefore, initially concentration is taught. But concentration is not meditation. But that's meditation, true meditation, in Swamiji's words, is the gateway to realization. Whatever path you follow, whichever religion, all of them suggest meditation. Meditation is a must. But what is meditation has to be understood. Gurudev makes it clear, meditation is a noun. It's not a verb. So it's not doing, it's a state of the mind. That is called samadhi. What is doing is called dhyana, dharana, dhyana, contemplating, concentrating. Doing is contemplating and concentrating. Actual meditation is samadhi. This samadhi is again misunderstood, terribly misunderstood. They think there should not be any thought in meditation. You should not be aware of external situations. You can only get up when somebody wakes you up. Right? All these are conceptions about meditation. The simple word, Swamiji alone has the way of making you think. The word samadhi, dhi is intellect. Samadhi, intellect at the same level. Therefore, mind intellect has to be there in meditation. If it is not there, it is something close to sleep. In sleep, you don't have mind. So if you say, I don't know anything, my mind is not there, you are sleeping while you are awake. That's all. Sitting and sleeping. Sitting and sleeping. Meditation, mind should be there. That's the difference between sleep and meditation. That's why it's called samadhi. Right? And this meditation, the way in which we understand, sitting, closing the eyes, concentrating, bringing the mind to blank, this is only tuning the personality for contemplation. Tuning the personality for contemplation. Sitting and doing meditation is initial practice. It's not the real meditation. It's just initial practice to integrate your personality, to develop focusing. The purpose is to develop focusing. So that's not the crux of meditation. So one of the misunderstandings is meditation is sitting and concentrating. That's a beginning step. It's not meditation. Meditation, real meditation, doesn't need for you to sit at all. That is the best, highest meditation. It doesn't need you to sit at all. Vedantic meditation doesn't believe in sitting and doing. Sitting and doing meditation is actually Raja Yoga. It's Raja Yoga. Vedantic meditation is only through knowledge. Right? So this, and then some people think meditation is to raise the Kundalini. Today morning somebody asked me, I said, raise the Kundalini. That person was very good. She asked and I said, I totally accepted. She didn't even argue. Hats off. Because normally these people get obsessed with those thoughts. Right? Somebody to accept. When I say that's not the right thing, immediately to accept, simply great person, whoever it is. Right? So, they think Kundalini, raising the chakras. Raising the chakras. It's only chakra. Very simple logic. I told that mother, whoever she is, Amma, it is action, raising the Kundalini. They called it Kriya Yoga. It's an action. Kriya itself is an action. Every action is finite. Finite cannot produce infinite results. What you want in meditation is to reach the infinite. How can raising the Kundalini, Kriya Yoga, anything, can give you the ultimate? At best, it's a means. I won't dismiss it. I won't dismiss all that is useless. No, it's a means. Then that lady beautifully asked me, I agree it's a means, but it's difficult. Is it a must? She's in that path, but you see how beautifully, open-mindedly she thinks. I agree, right? It's a means, it can have a purpose, but do you need it? Then I told her, what is real meditation? I told her, if you are available to me, in 5 minutes I can make you feel what is the truth. Then you decide whether you need it. And she agreed with whatever I did to her. In 5 minutes I said, this is Brahman, you have seen it. Now what more you need? She said, yes, I don't need. You understand, sir? So these are the various misconceptions. Tapur Maharaj, in his own sarcastic way, he puts it beautifully. If holding the breath and no thoughts, holding the breath automatically no thoughts, is the aim of meditation, right? Tapur Maharaj says, some swimmers sometimes hold the breath, no thoughts. Fish do it regularly. Tapur Maharaj says this, fish do it regularly. They should all be jnanis. Merely hold the breath for a split second, you cannot think. You will reach jnana, blankness of the mind. No chance. No chance. So that's again not meditation. Blankness of the mind is not meditation. Not being aware of the external world, no mind is not meditation. Kundalini Yoga, Hatha Yoga, Kriya Yoga, Pranayama, they are all means to the ultimate. I don't dismiss, but they are all means. But difficult means. Vedanta is the simplest and easiest. We'll do it. Vedanta is the simplest and easiest. Those things are difficult. They are means. They are means. Then why did they come if they are means and difficult? Some people can only develop through that. Therefore they need it. Therefore they need it. Therefore they need it. So they have a place. They have a place. Right? But if you can do it the simpler way, why you want to go that way? If you can do it in a simpler way, why do you need it? You go to an English doctor, right? You say headache, right? He says get a scan for headache. And you get the scan, right? Then he says 3 days observation in the hospital, right? You are there, right? And then several tough things he suggests. He says there must be some problem in the nervous system, okay? And if you allow this, you can get back pain. All that he tells you. You go to an ordinary man, he says it's not a problem, headache, and he touches some finger, right? And immediately you become all right. Now if this is the solution, why you want to go through all that? Why you want to go through all that? I had an example. My cousin had a child, night 1 o'clock, temperature was 104. Suddenly, they got nervous. They took to the best child specialist, night 1 o'clock. He didn't give any medicine, he didn't even touch the child. He said, take the child through the beach, drive and come back. Take the child through the beach, dive and come back. They came back, the child was all right. Because he knew that there is some problem in the child which has caused some breathing problem or some problem, and that has caused this thing. and take through the beach, fresh air, relaxes, the fever is gone. They are called genius. Right? That is the real meditation. Don't have to do anything. Just drive in the beach, come back, you are relaxed. That's the real meditation. Right? Don't have to go through all unwanted tortures. But if you can't do that, you have to go through. There is no choice. That's how Hatha Yoga is also given. Hatha are the breathing. Two breathings are called Hatha Yoga. So people who cannot understand subtle things, who cannot do, first they start with that so that at least to that extent they are able to concentrate. Gradually they develop. So let us not say anything has no use, but you discover whether you need it, that's all. Everything has a place, everything is needed. You see whether you need it, whether you can't get it in a simple way suggested by, again, masters. Again, masters. For every statement I make, I will tell you, refer this book, this page. Right? Because meditation, I don't want to tell you without some authority, because you are going to follow it all your lifetime. Right? So whatever statement I make, I will tell you, refer this book, this page. Right? And books you are buying, Balaji has promised me to give you something free also, Ramana Bhagwan's. Right? Print out. That tomorrow he will give you. Right? Compliments Balaji. Okay. So I will show you. This is what I am saying. Please refer here, refer here. Right? So like this, there are more misunderstandings on meditation than understanding, and everybody wants meditation, not even knowing why they want. What is meditation? Not even knowing why they want and what is meditation. Right? Okay. So, with this, my main purpose, that is to make you see what is not meditation and to guide you to what is meditation, we will now see why meditation. Why at all meditation? See, we have seen through Mundakopanishad, we have seen through various texts that we did here, Tattvabodh, even Arjuna's confusion, that we are essentially gods, but we feel we are individuals. What makes God individual is a mix-up of data. A mix-up of data. See, all of you who are here, this is very important thing what I am discussing. Some of you may follow, some of you may not follow. If there is some difficulty, if you are shy to ask in the crowd, come to me and ask. But everybody should get clarity, right? Everybody should get clarity. See, we are gods. God can never become individual. There is nothing other than God. Then where is the individual? Shastra says, Sadeva idamagram asit. In the beginning there was only Sat, reality, truth, God. Right? If only God was there, if only truth was there, how did from the truth the plurality has come? Because truth means that which doesn't change is truth. If something should not change, it has to be there at all times and at all places, because if there is space limits it, it has to change. Anything is limited by space will change. Anything limited by space will change. If something should not change, it alone should be there. There should not be even space other than it. Right? If there's space, anything will change. This also, space is there. Maybe not immediately. In 300 years, it will slowly decay. Water will come out, dehydration. It cannot be permanent. Right? Gradually dry up, because space is there. If there is no space, there cannot be a change. So when we said reality alone was there, means it alone is there, there is no space also, therefore it cannot change. See, what I am discussing is the highest. So all of you attentively listen, try to understand. If you have difficulty, ask me. If you are shy to ask in public, ask me in private. Because this, what I am talking, is the highest. It's called the superimposition theory. In Sanskrit, Adhyasa Bhashya, given before Brahma Sutra. Right? That's what I'm trying to tell you. So highest. So if truth alone was there, the truth, since it cannot change, because it's all pervading, since it cannot change, how do you explain the plurality that we are seeing? How do you explain the plurality that we are seeing? You can't explain. You can't explain. So don't dismiss it as, since I can't explain, it is not possible, it is not there. Because you can't explain your science also. Everything is electron, proton, neutron in science. Everything is electron, proton, neutron. How did the chair come? How did the wall come? How did the bulb come? How did the light come? How did the emotions come? Electron, proton, neutron don't have emotions. Right? And how did the wall come? How did the chair come? Wall is not chair. And you and I, electron, proton, neutron. Right? All of us are electron, proton, neutron. How do you explain the differences? The differences are explained by the speed they vary and become different substances. The electron, proton, neutron, when they are in constant flux, when the speed varies, they become different particles. And because of the very speed, though it is ever moving in motion, energy in motion, because of the velocity's height, they look static, like the wall or the chair. Right? This is science. So electron, proton, neutron, because of velocity, what is velocity ultimately? Speed in movement in space, speed in space, right? So ultimately, electron, proton, neutron, under certain conditions of time and space, expresses as this pluralistic multiple world. Multiple world. Right? Same thing. Bhagavan, in him, are all potentialities. He brings time and space from him, and because of the concept of time and space, the one appears to be divided into this multiple world of names and forms. How? How are you dreaming? Where is the space in you for the ocean? Where is the space in you for the mountain? Where is the space in you for the aerodrome? Where is the space in you for the flight? Where is the space in you from Chennai to Madras or Dubai? Where is the space? But without space, how did you see this all? How did you see the plurality in you? Where is this place for plurality? You alone are sleeping. How did you see the plurality? You alone are sleeping, one, but appearing as your friend, your enemy, or you only, the inert and the animate, or are you? Is it not? In dream, where from it comes? It's a power in you, without your changing, because of the imaginary intervention of time and space. The time and space are also not real. Imaginary intervention of time and space, you see all that multiple world of dream. Deepa, they are all trying to attack me. You should not be. You are a specialist in debates. But I don't promise I have an answer for everything. But we'll be honest. I will tell what I feel like. You be honest to attack me. I will be honest to say, yes, I know, I don't know. Nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. We are trying to think. And I never guaranteed you, I know everything. I never guaranteed you. I never said I won't make a mistake. So therefore, I'm safe. So Deepa, you can attack. That's why I asked you to come to the front. But don't attack me with your debating skills. I will defeat. I will be defeated. Because I am not good at debating. Right? Are you able to see what I said? That without any substance, it is possible for you to see things as though they are there, the one appearing to be many, because of the intervention of time and space, which itself is not there. Which itself is not there. Your dream, it's possible, right? In Bhagavan's dream, this whole thing is going on, it's possible. If in our dream that is possible, in Bhagavan's dream, this whole thing is possible. He brings out time and space from him as though it is distinctly different from him. It's not there, it's also imaginary. And then makes that create imaginary names and forms in him, names and forms in him, and that's what all of us are. But wherever there is this imaginary appearance, it has to be supported by some real substance. The dreamer is supported by the waker. The dreamer is supported by the waker. This multiple world of names and forms are to be supported by God. So what are we? God plus imaginary name and form got mixed up. This name and form doesn't have existence, doesn't have sentiency. Bhagavan is nameless and formless. In the presence of Bhagavan, this name and form becomes sentient and arrogates the individual, the ego. Arrogates the individual, the ego. So what is the ego? It has no Chaitanya, it has no existence. In the presence of Bhagavan, the Chaitanya and the existence, it thinks it exists and it is conscious. It thinks it exists and it is conscious. So ultimately what is the effect? A mix-up of facts. A mix-up of facts. Bhagavan, in whom there is no name and form, appears as though he is split. Mix-up. Bhagavan appears as though he is split. Name and form which has no life appears as though it has life. This mix-up is called superimposition. Adhyasa. Right? All our samsara, all our problems, all our samsara is just this mix-up, not real. Just this mix-up, not real. Right? What is the solution? To try to detach yourself from the name and the form, feel the real you, the God. Don't worry, you won't get all answers at one time, but every time I make a statement and pass a little, you see whether that can be passed at that time. You will get answers only later. But the statement that I make, you see it is reasonable and you can allow me to say the next sentence. That's all. Okay. So, since the problem belongs to a mix-up, and the mix-up also is because of an imaginary entity, solution is to detach from the mix-up and to realize my real being. That God I am. Right? Problem was called in Sanskrit superimposition, adhyasa in Sanskrit. Solution is called apavada, negation. Solution is called apavada, negation. Right? This detaching from the false, attaching to the real is called meditation. Detaching from the false, attaching or asserting the real is called meditation. This is called meditation. So, how does it help you? It helps you to regain your lost kingdom of godliness. Paradise regained. Paradise regained. Therefore, meditation is necessary to gain back the godhood that I apparently lost. It can never be lost. apparently lost. To regain it, I need it. To go back to my source, I need it. The definition of religion is that. To going back to the source. Religare in Latin. Religare. Going back to the source. That is meditation. That is meditation. To find the changeless in the changing is meditation. To find the real in the unreal is meditation. Right? And when you meditate, since you are developing various factors of concentration and relaxation, you become energetic, enthusiastic, even in material life. Through meditation. That is how it became a very popular word. Sportsmen want it, businessmen want it. Everybody wants meditation for this reason, that you can become efficient. What a pity. You want a golden sword to cut vegetables. You want a golden sword to cut vegetables. Meditation can give you godliness, and you want it for scoring a few runs or a few goals. What a pity. And when you use it in the right way for God, these are byproducts, automatically you will get it. But if you go for this, you are missing the best that you can get. Right? See, meditation at different levels, that is at normal level, it's used to integrate the mind and intellect. The mind that is turned towards its source discovers itself to be essentially that consciousness. What you call mind is consciousness plus an object, becomes the thought. Consciousness plus an object becomes the thought. When the mind turns towards its source, it has detached from the object, and hence it is pure consciousness. Right? Please see that whenever I stop, I want you to think and say yes or no. Right? Mind is basically a thought flow. Thought is consciousness plus an object. Thought is consciousness plus an object. You are conscious, there is no object, you have no thought. There are objects, there is no consciousness, there won't be thought. So consciousness plus thought plus object is thought. Thought minus object is consciousness. So when a mind turns its attention to its source, it has detached from the object, ceased to be the thought, and it is pure consciousness. And it is pure consciousness. This is meditation. This is meditation. What is the basis? No struggle to detach from anything. No struggle to be free from any thoughts. No struggle to suppress. Simply turn your attention to your own self. Automatically you detach from the false, attach to the real, and that is meditation. Emphasis is not detachment, emphasis is attunement or attachment. Attaching to God, detaching to the world is effortless. Is effortless. Bhagavatam beautifully says, Prasanga majaram pashamatmana kavayo vidu. Attachment is very difficult. It is a rope that binds. You cannot get out of it. But you can divert the attachment from one to the other. So divert this attachment to God. Sayeva sadhushu kruto mokshadvaram apavrutam. You can't get rid of attachment, but divert this attachment to God, you are liberated. You are liberated. Right? Physical pain, exhaustion. Physical pain, exhaustion. How will you get out of it? Find an inspiring cause to work for your family. Something you must work for your family. You will never become tired. I am just telling at a very low level, family itself. Because if you take a greater cause, you will not be tired at all. Even family, from other than the selfishness. Right? If you have some cause, you will never become tired. Gurudev gives the example. You have no leave. Your wife is in the hospital 30 days and you have no leave. You have to go to office. Straight come, whole night you have to sleep. You have to be awake to take care of her. 30 days. Somehow you find the energy. Somehow you find the energy. Maybe a few weeks you will have here and there. Because it's illogical that you cannot have any, you cannot be there 30 days without any sleep. You may have a few weeks, that's all. And those weeks are in the office. Right? I had one conducted a camp. Some brilliant girls from engineering college. Brilliant. Whatever you ask, they answer. Everything was brilliant, like Deepa. She's also going to engineering college now. In the camp, whole night they were speaking after the program also. I said, if you do, you see, they have won my heart because they were so brilliant. So with love only I asked, you see, you are all not sleeping and doing. Tomorrow, how will you attend the sessions? We will do, uncle, no worry. Then how without sleep? We will sleep in the class when we go to college. You understand? So you need little sleep. That you do in the office. Where from this energy comes? Inspiration. From depersonalization. Lovely words, Gurudev. Depersonalization is the secret of inspiration. Depersonalization is the secret of inspiration. So if you turn your attention to God, that becomes your attachment. Because attachment you can't leave. It can only be diverted. Attachment to God makes you detach from the world. Very simple secret. This way, somebody asked Gurudev, tell me the shortest formula for realizing. Detach and attach. Attach and detach, he said. Finished. Attach to God, detach from the world. Attach to God, detach from the world. That's meditation. So, when you do that, automatically you have detached from the false. We said in the beginning, that the problem is mix-up. How to end the mix-up? To detach. How do you detach? Attach. Is it clear? Problem is mix-up. Solution is to detach. How do you detach? Attach. Right? Over. Next 3 days no meditation class because Balaji never took me to any shopping, any mall in Dubai. Next 3 days.
All OET.
Huh?
All OET. All OET.
OET. He never took me. So next 3 days I will do that. How simple is this? How practical it is? And it's what, when you detach from the world, what you have detached? From all your tensions, from all your sorrows. Very strain in this, turning your attachment to God, it's pleasant. Your Ishta Devata, turning your attention to Krishna, Rama or anything, it's pleasant. Very strain in that. It's love game. Very strain in that. Strain is, people think, I should have no thoughts, trying to suppress the thoughts. Arey, don't worry, you turn your attention to God, talk to Krishna, listen to his flute. You are detached from the thoughts, relaxed, nothing to do. He is playing the flute all the time in you. You have no time to listen to it. You have no time to listen to it. Listen to his flute. And so beautiful. Think of him. That's called dharana. Thinking elaborately is called dharana. Then coming to focus on a particular aspect of Krishna is called dhyana. And when you focus, say, on his smile, you become silent. That smile also disappears. That's called samadhi. Dharana, dhyana, samadhi. It's not difficult, it's easy. It's not difficult, it's easy. Leave all this and practice Hatha Yoga, Kundalini Yoga. Why you struggle? Pranayama, Kumbhaka, Rechaka, Poraka. Why? This is Vedanta meditation. Turn your attention to the real. You detach from the false without effort. Right? But it's just principle, but it involves a lot of other things. I will be talking to you. I have to spend time 4 weeks more, 4 classes more. So there are a lot of details, but this is the basic principle. This is the basic principle. And it's a subtle art. It's a subtle art. It's not gross, Supposing there are stones in the rice. It's not so difficult to take the stones out of the rice. It's not very difficult. But there is a particular type of grass where there is a pith inside. There is a pith inside. You have to remove it. The pith is not attached, it's inside, but you have to remove it. You just try to pull it, it will break. It's a subtle art. It's a subtle art. So to detach from the world and to attach Bhagavan is not very gross, it is subtle. The subtleties have to be understood. That is what we are going to do next few classes. Basic principle of meditation, what is not the best we have said, what is the best and how it is easy also we have said. Now there are a lot of details you need. Right? Whether you need it or not, I will say you need it because I need to spend 4 classes. It's been said in simple terms in the Upanishads. What we saw, Mundapo, 2 words. That's meditation. From the experiences, turn your attention to the experiencer. From the experiences of sweet and bitter fruit, turn your attention to the experiencer. The sweetness and bitterness ends in total happiness. Right? Mundakopanishad. Same thing in Kathopanishad says that there are 2 entities in you, Rutam Pibantau Supratasya Loke, Guham Pravishto Parame Pararthe. 2 entities in you. One is Chaya, another is Tapa, light and shade. All of us, we say, are shades. Bhagavan is the essence. Can there be shades without light? If there are shades, there has to be light. So the very reason there are shades, there is light, turn your attention to the light. That's a meditation. That's a meditation. Another thing, Kathopanishad says, Bhagavan has created this world. This world is for transactions. Transactional world. He has not made the senses extrovert. Eyes cannot see, ears cannot hear the sound of the horn, leg cannot feel knife, you cannot smell poisonous gases, right? If the senses are not extrovert, transactions are not possible. That is how Bhagavan created the external worlds, is the senses extrovert. For transactions, senses have to be extrovert. But he never asked you to forget him, because of whom the senses are able to perceive. While you perceive, you can certainly remember, dead bodies eyes cannot see, I am seeing because of his presence there. Dead body cannot hear, I am able to hear because of his presence there. So every experience should remind you of his presence. Then the extrovertedness will not affect you. In every experience, if you feel his presence, your mind, in spite of the plurality and the duality, is in that state of equanimity and the one truth. That is called Sahaja Samadhi, natural meditation. The highest. Highest is not sitting and doing. To be aware of that truth, God principle, everywhere as existence and consciousness, the sentiency behind all the insentient, to be aware of that every minute is called Sahaja Samadhi, the highest. In that duality is there, plurality is there. In that duality is there, plurality is there. But you know the essence of the duality and the plurality is Narayana, and that is Sahaja Samadhi, that is the highest. That is the highest. So, in meditation, I should not be conscious of the world, mind should be blank. That is not the Sahaja Samadhi. That is one step lower, 1 or 2 steps lower. Sahaja Samadhi, see everything, but see God in all. Yatra yatra manomadiyam, tatra tatra tavasvarupam. Yatra yatra shiromadiyam, yatra yatra Shiv Shiromadiyam Tatra Tatra Tava Padadvayam. Yatra Yatra Manomadiyam, wherever my mind goes, Tatra Tatra Tava Swarupam. All that I see is your form. Yatra Yatra Shiromadiyam, wherever my head is, Tatra Tatra Tava Padadvayam. There your 2 feet. That is called Sahaja Samadhi. This doesn't need any suppression, repression, struggle. Just an awareness of the God in all. This is the highest, simplest, easiest, beautiful. Duality is not a problem. Duality is not a problem. Thoughts are not a problem. Because all is His glory. Duality is His glory. Thoughts are His glory. Nothing to reject, nothing to hurt. That's the basic principle of Advaita. Nothing to reject, nothing to hurt. So, the extroverted senses must be turned introvert. Paranchikani Vitrinat Swayambhu. Swayambhu, Brahma, creator. Paranchikani, Kani, this holes. Paranchi, he made extrovert. Vitrinat, as though cursed to be extrovert. Tasmat, therefore, Parang Pashyati, he sees extrovert. Na Antaratman, he doesn't feel the reality behind them. Kaschit Dhiraha, one rare, intelligent, brave man, Avrutta Chakshuhu Amrutatvam Icchat, turning his gaze inside to the source, desiring Amrutatvam, immortality, he gains that. Who? Not an ordinary man who is lost in appearances. A wise man, a brave man who wants to see the changeless behind the changing, because if there is a changeless phenomena, there has to be a changeless substratum. If there has to be a flowing river, there has to be a river bed. If there has to be a movie, there has to be a motionless screen. This detach and attach is called abhyasa. Abhyasa in English is exercise. What is an exercise? What you repeatedly do is called an exercise. Physical also, school also, children write the same thing, it's called an exercise. What you repeatedly do is called an exercise. Repeatedly you have to suggest, this is seen. I am the seer. Seen is always changing. The seer never changes. Right? Body pain, seen, not me. Mind agitated, seen, not me. Mind angry, seen, not me. That's the real meditation. That is the real meditation. To detach the seen from the seer, and this is called Jnana Abhyas. Jnana Abhyas. Abhyas, repeatedly doing. What? Detaching from the false, attaching to the real, continuously repeating to yourself. How long should I repeat? All my life? Next few lives? No. Do it sincerely, committedly for 2-3 years, then it becomes your nature. Anything first is a thought, then it becomes a habit, then it becomes your nature. This also, first a thought, then a habit, then it becomes your nature. There is no effort in that. It becomes spontaneous, automatic. Everybody says very difficult. 3 years to become God. Very difficult. To get a useless degree, you have to spend 20 years. Huh? 20 years to get a degree. And to get a meaningful degree, 24 years. Doctorate and all that. Huh? For what? Earn a few lakhs. And you want to become God. 3 years is difficult. Because this is the complaint of people. All truths are but very difficult. That is, you don't want to give foolishness, ego, misunderstanding, and you want to become enlightened. How is it possible? How is it possible? And what are we asking? Not eternally. 3 years. Then it becomes spontaneous. You will see only God everywhere. And it's all beautiful. You don't want it. God gives the choice to suffer. And one more reason for meditation is, when the mind becomes quiet, the subconscious mind comes out. The subconscious mind want to come out. But when it wants to come out, every time you are putting a conscious thought, it is not able to come out. When the subconscious mind wants to come out, you are every time putting a conscious thought, it's not able to come out. In sleep, you are not putting conscious thoughts, the subconscious mind comes as dreams. In meditation, conscious thoughts you are not putting because you sat to quieten, and therefore you are not consciously putting. The mind, you have temporarily kept it at rest. At that time the subconscious mind comes out. This is what many people say, I'm not able to concentrate, mind is very agitated, comes out, a very healthy sign. That shows you have quieted, a very healthy sign, nothing to get worried.
You can identify the mind.
Huh?
You can identify the mind.
Yes, you can identify your mind, subconscious comes out, so you become little pressure free. You become little pressure free, relaxed. Subconscious mind are the pressures. When they come out to that extent, you are free from pressures. Right? And such quiet mind is applied in contemplation through a Upanishad mantra. That is the purpose of sitting and doing meditation, to allow the subconscious mind come out and become quiet. The quiet mind is applied in contemplation, taking a Upanishad mantra. Right? This is hala hala. In Amrita Mathan, the poison that comes out is this. When you are meditating, all the dirt from you inside come out. Don't have to be afraid. Don't have to be afraid of it. It's a healthy sign. Amrita will follow. If hala hala has come, Amrita will follow. Right? But then, do not allow it to go to your head, all these thoughts, subconscious mind, dirty thoughts coming. Don't unnecessarily brood over them. Don't unnecessarily brood over them. Don't allow them to go to the head, not to the heart, emotions. Just be a witness, allow them to stay where they are. They will get exhausted. That is Nilakantha. He didn't allow it to go up nor down. That is Nilakantha. So this hala hala has to be contained and it will exhaust, but not to be afraid of. That is the subconscious mind. That is the purpose of meditation. One of the purposes of meditation. Hmm? And Swamiji gives a very lovely definition. There are two things in meditation. One is seeking, another is searching. You seek when you don't know the solution. You don't know the solution, you seek. When you know the solution, but you have not got it on hand, you search. Right? Originally, gopis sought Krishna. They got Krishna in the Rasa Leela. Then Krishna disappeared. They sought Krishna, seeking. They got Krishna, and Krishna disappeared. Then they started searching. For all of us, in the beginning, when you sit for meditation, first time you try to quietly sit from all the agitations, naturally, immediately you find a peace. You find a peace, immediately. Like the gambler's luck. You know, when people play cards in the beginning, they always win, because they have to become addicts. Likewise, these gopis got Krishna, peace, and they become conceited. We got him, and that disappeared. In the seat of meditation, you get in the beginning a little quietude, and you feel I am progressing, and it disappears. Before you got it, you sought it. Now you have to search for it. Seeking is through listening and reflection. Searching is through meditation. Seeking is through Sravana and Manana. Searching is through Nididhyasana. Right? Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Seeking and searching. A lot about that, beautifully, elaborately explained by our Paramaguru in that book, Musings of the Master. Right? Page 38, you read at home, come tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be dealing that. Page 38. You read at home and come. Meditation on life. Why meditation? Page 3 of Gurudev's Meditation on Life, read and come. Right? Like that, every day I will give you what to read, a few pages, so that you feel you have not given the money in waste. This is the only money you have spent well. This is the only money that you have spent well. Right? So we'll see tomorrow. Just now, basics of meditation is japa. Fundamentals beginning with japa. The principle behind japa is between two thoughts, there is always a silence, however fast the thoughts are. Between two thoughts, there is always a silence, however fast the thoughts are. Right? If you can catch that silence between the two thoughts, that's the nearest to consciousness and Bhagavan. That's the nearest to consciousness and Bhagavan, that silence. So that's the purpose of japa. In japa, the name is not important. Ram, Ram, Ram is not important. To feel the silence between Ram, Ram is important. For the feeling the silence, you are consciously given a name, Ram, Ram. So I can chant anything instead of Ram, Ram, Gol, Gol. There is a particular school, I don't want to name it. They have said this also. It doesn't matter any word you chant. It's not possible. Without love, you cannot sustain the chanting and feel the silence. There has to be love. Therefore, it has to be a Ishta Devata in the beginning. And it has to be a name like that. Ram, or Krishna, or Shanmuga. Right? So the purpose there is to be conscious of the silence between the two thoughts. Right? This is the japa you have to practice.
But later on you get a continuity.
Ji?
Later on you will get a continuity of this. Later on, in advanced stage, you get a continuity of this, of the gap.
Later on, when you?
Continuity of the gap.
Yes, gap, it will increase. It will increase. And after you close, the gap is there. You don't, after you close chanting, don't thought another mantra. The gap is there. Be conscious of that. But don't enjoy it. Don't enjoy the silence. Be conscious. When you start enjoying, it becomes the mind. That's called rasasvadana. It's one of the obstacles. There are 3 or 4 obstacles, all that you get in the musings of the master. Right? All that you will get. Elaborate. Everything is discussed in the musings of the master. Then don't say, that book is enough. Why you asked me to buy all the 4? You need. One fellow went to the hotel. He said, I am hungry. What will you give? He said, I will give you a vada. How much it is? One dinar. It will appease my hunger. Yeah, vada will appease your hunger. He ate 1. It didn't. He ate 8. Then the hunger appeased. And the man gave 8 dinars bill. He said, I asked you, what will appease my hunger? You said vada. I said, how much it is? 1 dinar. Now you have given unnecessarily useless 7 vadas which didn't appease my hunger. 8th one only appeased my hunger. Why do I pay for those 7 vadas? The 8th one only appeased my hunger. Why do I pay for the 7 vadas? Similarly, Musings of the master has everything, but you need all the other 3 books also to get this. Okay? Don't say why you buy all the 4. Right?
Musings of the master is the 8th vada.
8th vada. Right? We'll just chant a name and do practice. Today we'll do only Vokara. Okay? Omkara. I chant, you chant mentally. But important is not the sound, but the silence. पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ Yeah, thank you. I closed 10 minutes before so that you can go and see IPL. So what was I meditating on? IPL.
போடுங்க ஏன் மெடிடேட் பண்றது போடுப்பா எல்லாரும் உட்காந்துருவாங்க Group IPL meditation. Congregational meditation. Hare
You did
Krishna.
not tell the full form.
The
Full form of IPL? Integrating personality to the Lord.
Indian Premier League.
No, integrating